Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to Sidney High School. This is SHS TV Productions. I'm Greg Snyder, along with Caleb Sparks, my color commentator. How you doing, Caleb?
I'm doing all right.
Good. And Jacob Everingham, as usual, on camera for the JV game tonight. Sparksy's actually going to slide over and pull double duty in the second game and do some camera and color commentary for me. We'll see how good you are there, Sparksy.
I did
well,
at the beginning,
Sparksy, much anticipated night. I know we got the JV contest coming up here in just a few minutes, but even before that, let's talk a little bit about the varsity contest. How excited are you?
I'm very excited. This is the game that everyone's been talking about all year.
Well, you don't sound excited.
Huh?
I said you don't sound excited.
Well, you know what happened to me today.
Sparks has got to keep it down a little bit today. Of course, the major implications. First of all, we have number 9 ranked. The new AP poll came out yesterday. Number 9 ranked Vandalia Butler in Division I, and the number 10 ranked Sidney Yellow Jackets going at it in the varsity contest tonight. And of course, the biggest implications would be for the GWalk North title, the last GWalk North title, as we've been advertising all week. The winner is guaranteed a share and is really in the driver's seats should they win their last game of the season, to win it outright as well. Although after tonight we can't really crown anybody the sole champion of the GWalk North, but we will be able to at least give somebody a share and a probability of winning the entire GWalk North all by themselves. But first we got a JV contest that's going to feature two very, very good teams. Vandalia Butler comes up north, and they have only lost 3 games on the year. Actually, 1 game to the Yellow Jackets earlier this year in a really close contest down in Vandalia, one in which the Yellow Jackets came back as they're trailing early. They also lost to Wayne, who is undefeated at the JV level, and Trotwood, who we know is very good. Of course, the Jackets, when they faced Trotwood, only had to, was that the game we finished 5-on-3?
Yeah, 5-on-3.
But before that, we could see that they were a very good team before they ended up with their numbers issues. And then, of course, the Yellow Jackets only have that one blemish to the Wayne Warriors, a common opponent that beat both squads earlier this year. As you see on your screen, we're going to try a couple new things. Also, sometime during the JV game, we're going to try a couple of instant replays just to see how they work, whether or not to use them in the varsity contest or not. But like I said, a couple new things up there. You'll see our scoreboard, and we'll be doing things throughout the game. And during the varsity game, we have some stats that'll flash up and so on. Let's look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Butler Aviators, number 10, Quincy Rackley. Number 20, Ryan Wilson. Number 23, Cameron Hendricks. Number 30, Quentin Hall. And number 44, Connor Buchanan. Once again for Vandalia, number 10, Rackley. Number 20, Wilson. Number 23, Hendricks. Number 30, Hall. And number 44, Buchanan. For the Yellow Jackets, they will send out their normal starting 5. Number 3, Avante Martin. Number 12, Cam Vordermark. Number 21, Jaden Swiger. Number 22, Isaiah Huggins. Number 23, Cedric Johnson. Once again for the Jackets, number 3, Martin. Number 12, Vordermark. Number 21, Swiger. Number 22, Huggins. And number 23, Johnson. That's 4 sophomores and a freshman starting for the Yellow Jackets. All right, Sparksy, what do you want to see from the Jackets here in the JV contest?
They got to get the big fellas to the rim. That's obviously a big key that the Jackets have been doing lately. I've been getting 2 big fellas right there, Huggy Bear and Swiger to the rim, obviously been causing some problems for the opposing team. So that's what I'm looking for, really.
Connor Buchanan will jump center against Swiger. The Yellow Jackets steal the tip as Isaiah Huggins comes up with it, gives it to Cedric Johnson. Nice pass underneath to Swiger, who lays it up and in.
With the big fellas going in early.
Jaden Swiger with his first 2 points to put the Yellow Jackets on the board, 2-0 here in the early going. Ball goes across half court to Rackley. Rackley goes inside as the ball ends up in the hands of Buchanan, who lays it up and in. 2-2 early going, a layup for each team by the 2 centers, Swiger and Buchanan. Ced Johnson brings the ball across half court for the Yellow Jackets, where he is guarded by Hendricks. Ball goes to Cam Vordermark, back to Avante Martin between the circles, swung to Ced Johnson. Johnson drives down the lane, another nice dish off to Swiger. This one's blocked by Buchanan into the hands of Ryan Wilson. Ball is pushed quickly by Vandalia. There's a pass inside to a cutting Ryan Wilson. He's guarded by Huggins. Wilson will bring it back out front to Cameron Hendricks, who's going to reset the offense for the Aviators. We've played just over a minute, 2-2 in the JV contest. Quentin Hall has it, high on the right, guarded by Cam Vordermark. Hall will give a dribble handoff to Hendricks. Thinks about a three instead. Drives down the lane. Nice dish off to Buchanan. He'll give it over to Wilson. His left-handed runner in the lane is good.
Can cause problems.
That makes the score 4-2 in favor of Vandalia. Huggins gives it across half court to Martin. Here comes Seth Johnson, strong to the hole. Not blocked by Buchanan, but affected by Buchanan. He gets his own rebound. Gives it to Cameron Hendricks, who'll bring it across half court. Hendricks gives it on the left wing to Rackley. Rackley driving down, will kick out. There's a long three ball from the volleyball line by Hendricks. Is no good. Rebound corralled by Isaiah Huggins from Sidney. Cam Vordermark brings the ball across half court for the Yellow Jackets. He stops, pops from 18 feet. No good off the back of the iron. Rebound cleaned up by Ryan Wilson. Wilson will hand it off to Quentin Hall. He'll bring it across half court for the Aviators. Ball goes into the right corner to Hendricks. Now inside to Buchanan, working on Swiger. Buchanan dish off. Nice dish off in the lane to Rackley, who lays it up and in.
He's going to cause some problems too.
3 buckets in the lane for Vandalia. They lead 6-2. Johnson gives it off to Swiger. He lays it up and in. Swiger now with 4 as the Yellow Jackets answer with an inside bucket of their own to pull within 2. Rackley has it, working on Cam Vordermark. Vordermark nearly steals it. The ball go out of bounds and is going to stay with Vandalia off of the Yellow Jackets. Well, it's been an inside game so far, Sparksy.
Yeah, just like I said, what they need to do. Obviously, Butler's got some big guys in there, so that's causing problems too.
Ball's handed off to Cameron Hendricks. He'll give it back to Wilson. Ball's going to be stolen by Avante Martin. Martin, strong to the hole, lays it up and in.
Way to go, first coast.
Avante Martin ties the game at 6. And back come the Aviators. Quentin Hall driving. His runner is no good. Rebound cleaned up by Avante Martin. He gives it to Seth Johnson. Quickly up the left side to Vordermark. Vordermark in the lane. Nice dish off to Isaiah Huggins, who lays it up and in. 4 layups for the Jackets as they now lead 8-6. As we go just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. One that's been up and down and fun to watch so far. Ball's given across half court. There's Rackley, pulls up for a long 2. The official says, foot on the line. That ties the game at 8. Nice long shot there by Rackley, the first long shot of the ball game. He has 4. Vordermark running the point for the Jackets. He brings it across half court. Looking, gives it to Seth Johnson on the right side. Johnson comes off of a ball screen, and now it's going to be swung back to Vordermark on the left wing. Vordermark stops, thinks about a 3 instead. Ball's going to be reversed to Avante Martin. Martin going to get a ball screen from Swiger. He stops, pops from 15 feet, no good. Rebound cleaned up by Cameron Hendricks. Hendricks quickly up the right side. Ball's nearly stolen by Vordermark. It's tipped away. Isaiah Huggins fights with Buchanan for it, but Buchanan comes up with it for Vandalia. Cross-court pass. There's Hendricks. Thinks about a 3 instead. Swings it to Rackley. Rackley dishes it off to Wilson. His shot is affected by Martin and ends up as a rebound for Cedric Johnson. Johnson will give it to Avante Martin, who's going to break the pressure into the forecourt. He gives it on the left wing to Huggins. 3 ball is not going to count anyway as we have a travel. Travel on Isaiah Huggins, gives the ball back to Vandalia. We're tied at 8, 2:52 to go in the first quarter. Hendricks is going to inbound the ball to Quentin Hall. Hall gives it over to Rackley, who gets it across half court to Buchanan. Buchanan, give it to Rackley. He drives down the right side of the lane. Up, no good, but we're going to have our first foul of the ball game. Fouls on Isaiah Huggins. His first, Sidney's first. That'll send Rackley to the line. He has 4 points so far. Looking for point number 5, and he gets it. Substitutions for the Jackets. Number 1, freshman Kwame Brown, and number 2, Ryan Sloss will check in as they replace Vordermark and Martin, who take their first rest of the ball game. Rackley hit the first free throw, looking for the second to give Vandalia a 2-point lead. He misses it. Rebound comes down to Isaiah Huggins. Huggins hands it off to Cedric Johnson. Kwame Brown gets the ball into the front court. He'll give it to Seth Johnson, who's going to set up the offense as the point guard for the Yellow Jackets. Seth Johnson gives it to Isaiah Huggins. Swings it to Swiger, over to Johnson. We look inside for Isaiah Huggins. He kicks it out to Sloss, thinks about a 3, goes back to Huggins in the corner. Huggins, guarded by Wilson, will give it to Kwame Brown. Brown has it near the volleyball line. He'll give it to Seth Johnson. Yellow Jackets being patient on this possession. Johnson kicks it to Isaiah Huggins, who drives left. He'll give it to Kwame Brown. The Yellow Jackets looking to crack this Vandalia defense. Kwame Brown's going to turn it over. There's a steal by Quentin Hall. Hall will slow it up for the Aviators as we go under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Butler leads by 1. There's a 3-ball by Hendricks. No good off the front of the iron. Rebound fought for by Brown and Huggins from Sidney. Ends up in the hands of Huggins. He'll give it to Kwame Brown. Quickly across half court. He gets it to Ryan Sloss. Sloss cross-court pass, to Huggins. Inside to Swiger. Swiger with a nice spin around step through move. That's no good, but gets his own rebound. Puts it up and in. Jaden Swiger with his 5th and 6th point there. We're going to get our first foul of the ball game on Vandalia. The foul is on Rackley, his first. Vordermark and Martin check back in as they replace Huggins and Johnson. Jaden Swiger will shoot a free throw, and he hits it. Swiger now with 7. Yellow Jackets lead 11-9. This pass across half court that's going to be chased down by Rackley. Rackley gets around Swiger. Nice dish off to Buchanan. Reverse layup is going to be blocked, but fouled by Abante Martin.
Yep, missed the ball.
That's going to be the Yellow Jackets' second foul, and it's going to send Buchanan to the line.
Foul on Yellow Jackets, number 3, Abante Martin. His first and second. Buchanan at the line.
Connor Buchanan at the line. Shooting 2, he makes the first. We're going to get a substitution. Number 22, Jeff Woods, is going to check in. He replaces Ryan Wilson, who sits down. The first substitution for Vandalia. Buchanan trying to pull the game even at 11. And he does not, as he misses the free throw off to the left, tracked down by Avante Martin. Cam Vordermark quickly across half court.
Nice pass.
To Cormier Brown. He elects not to take the layup. Now we'll take a turnaround jump shot that's blocked by Buchanan out of bounds and will stay with Sidney. Substitution for the Jackets. Number 23, Sed Johnson, is going to check in. So he replaces Ryan Sloss. Cormier Brown will inbound for the Jackets to Cam Vordermark. Looks like Vandalia has switched to a 2-3 zone for the first time in the ball game. Avante Martin has it deep in the left. Thinks about a 3-ball. Instead gives it back to Vordermark. He'll fire a 3-ball from the top of the key. Bang. Cam Vordermark with his first 3 points. And that pushes the lead for the Jackets to 14-10. Rackley gives it to Buchanan across the half court to Hall. Nearly stolen by Brown, but Hall gets all the way to the hoop. His layup is no good, rebounded by Buchanan. His putback's no good, rebounded by Avante Martin from Sidney. Here comes Cormier Brown for the Jackets. Quickly down the lane. Dishes it off to Swiger. Swiger corrals it. Goes up. Does not make the shot, but he's going to be fouled. That'll be Vandalia's second team foul, and that's going to send Swiger to the line for 2. Good pace there by the Jackets, Sparksy.
Yeah, it was. Way to get up there, too.
Fouls on Jeff Woods. That's his first. Jaden Swiger going to go to the line where he already has 7 points. It makes him 1 of 3 on the game from the line. Ryan Caulfield's going to check in. He replaces Cormier Brown. Isaiah Huggins waiting at the table. Should Jaden Swiger make this free throw to extend the lead to 5 for the Jackets as they lead 14-10 right now, make it 15-10. Swiger will sit down. 10 this quarter. He has 8 points. Yellow Jackets applying their normal full-court man-to-man run and jump pressure. Hendricks looking. Will get it in to Woods. Woods working on Caulfield to give it back to Hendricks. He works on Sed Johnson in the backcourt. Hendricks crosses half court. Drives down the right side of the lane. His running one-hander scoop shot is up and in. That was fancy.
That was really nice.
Nice move by Cameron Hendricks. He has 2 points now, and it's a 3-point lead for the Jackets. Sed Johnson working near the volleyball line. Maybe for the last shot here for the Yellow Jackets. Cam Vordermark has it. Vordermark calls out the play. He's going to get a ball screen from Caulfield. Vordermark temporarily loses the ball, but regains possession, gets around Hendricks. His floater in the lane is no good off the back of the iron. Vordermark with his own rebound puts it up, blocked by Buchanan into Sed Johnson's hands. Buchanan gets his hands on another shot, and that's going to end the first quarter. Well, Sparksy, your thought after 1 quarter?
Well, the Jackets did what I said to do, get in the inside. Obviously, you can tell by the big plays by Huggy Bear and Jaden, obviously getting a lot of points in there.
Yellow Jackets lead by 3 after 1. We'll pause for about a minute and be right back. Back here at Sidney High School, you're watching the JV contest between Vandalia, a 3-loss team, and the Yellow Jackets, a 1-loss team. Two very good JV squads. The Yellow Jackets lead by 3. Sparksy, what do you want to see here in the second quarter out of the JV Jackets?
Well, keep the pressure on the inside. Obviously, if you get some open shots at the end, like with Vordermark, obviously, if you leave them open, take a nice shot.
Rackley has the ball in the backcourt, and we are going to get, was that a foul call, Sparksy, or just out of bounds?
I think just out of bounds.
Just out of bounds. Rackley will be joined by Hendricks, Hall, Woods, and Buchanan for Butler. Martin, Vordermark, Sed Johnson, Ryan Caulfield, and Isaiah Huggins on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Rackley has it. Ball's going to be poked away by Vordermark into the hands of Sed Johnson, and here come the Jackets. Sed Johnson, nice pass to Ryan Caulfield.
Pass.
He lays it up and in.
The big fellas.
Beautifully run break there by Sed Johnson. That pushes the lead to 5 for the Jackets at 17-12. Rackley drives coast to coast, lays it up and in. He has 7.
Another beautiful move.
Rackley might have gotten fouled on the last possession. The Yellow Jackets got away with it, but he just split the defense there.
Yes, he did.
And didn't get fouled and got all the way to the hoop and made the bucket. Sed Johnson gets the ball eventually to Isaiah Huggins in the corner. Huggins driving on Buchanan. He's going to kick out to Vordermark, but before he does, we're going to get a travel call. 6:08 to go in the second quarter. Yellow Jackets clinging to a 3-point lead. Rackley's going to inbound the ball to Hall. That's nearly stolen by Sed Johnson, but it's going to stay with Vandalia as they'll inbound in an awkward spot on the side. Jaden Swiger is going to check in for Caulfield. Caulfield sits down with 2 points. Swiger checks in with 8. Quincy Rackley stolen on the inbounds pass by Avante Martin. Here comes Cam Vordermark. Floater in the lane.
Oh.
No good. Rebounded by Buchanan. Here comes Butler on the break. Woods gets all the way to the hole, lays it up and in. Got a temporary timeout for an injury. Looks like Cameron Hendricks is a little shaken up. Hopefully he's okay. Might have gotten hit in the nose. His Yellow Jacket trainer. Yep, I see some blood on the floor.
Yep.
This is going to be a few minutes because we're going to have to clean up some blood. So we're going to step away for just a minute. We'll be back. Well, let's talk about a couple things that we got going on tonight, Sparksy. Obviously, not just the big basketball game, but we've got the undefeated 6th grade boys playing at halftime of the varsity game.
Ooh.
While that's going on, we are actually going to have the commissioner of the G-Walk and the newly formed Miami Valley League, which Sidney will start participating in next year. He's going to join us at halftime, Mr. Eric Spar, for an interview, so we get to talk to him. So we ask you to stay tuned to us at halftime. Usually we turn down the volume, but we'll keep it up this time and do that interview. Also, immediately following the JV game, we're actually not going to shut off the stream quite yet because we have senior night. That'll include our cheerleaders, our basketball players, of course, and also our swim team members who were snowed out of their senior night the other night, so they're going to be included in this senior night as well. So a lot of things happening.
Very exciting.
And we look to carry it all for you should we have no glitches up here in the booth. From SHS TV Productions, Cam Vordermark has the ball as we resume play. I can smell that cleaner all the way up here. Can you?
Yes, I can.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
It must be really clean down there. Almost as clean as when Schaffner gets it clean with his mop. Vontae Martin gives it off to Seth Johnson. Step-through move up and in.
He knew he was there. Hit him. It's in.
Nice move by Seth Johnson for his first 2 points. He's had several nice passes. Now, this time he makes a nice offensive play for himself. There's a 3 ball on the right side by Quentin Hall. No good. Rebounded on the backside to Isaiah Huggins. He'll hand it off to Johnson, who brings it across half court. Yellow Jackets leading by 3. Seth Johnson is going to start the offense by swinging it to Huggins. Huggins drives down the lane. His wild right-hander is no good. Long off the backboard and rebounded by Ryan Wilson from Butler. Wilson gives it across half court to Quentin Hall, working on Avante Martin. Martin moving his feet, but gets a little too close, and he's going to pick up his second foul in the Yellow Jackets' third. That's going to prompt a substitution as Kwame Brown's going to check in. He will replace Martin, who sits down with 2 fouls and 2 points. Inbound pass goes to Quentin Hall. Hall gives it to Buchanan. Connor Buchanan working near the 3-point line. Not necessarily his area. It doesn't appear so anyway. There's a 3 ball by Hall. Once again, no good long. Rebounded on the backside by Huggins, who gives it to Vordermark. He brings it up the floor for the Jackets. Thinks about a 3 on the right wing. Instead, we'll go to Kwame Brown on the left side. Back to Vordermark between the circles. Vordermark drives down the right side. Nice dish off to Huggins, but before he can do that, he's going to be fouled, and the official, I believe, signaled for 2 shots. Looked like a dish off to me. We'll take it, though, because Cam Vordermark, a pretty good free throw shooter. Hope I didn't jinx him there. We'll go to the line for 2 shots. The foul's on number 30, Quentin Hall.
Look what you did.
Did he miss it?
Yes.
I knew it. I looked away for a second. My fault. I'll take that one. If we lose by 1, you can blame me, all right?
All right.
Cam Vordermark's second free throw is up. This one's good. Vordermark now with 4. He's the second leading scorer for the Jackets, and the Jackets lead by 4, 20-16. Quentin Hall bringing the ball across half court. He's been running the point guard much of the second quarter here. He gives it to Wilson. Wilson looks for a cutting Rackley off of the flex cut. Now Rackley comes off the backside on the double screen. Well defended by the Jackets. Quentin Hall instead will go across court to Woods. Woods working on Seth Johnson. Nearly stolen by Johnson. As we go to the 4-minute mark, Rackley inside to Buchanan. Buchanan, nice spin pivot move. And before he gets the layup off, we're going to get a 3-second call on the Butler Aviators. Thank goodness for that call.
Yeah, thank goodness. His little shack attack move right there.
Shack attack move. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Johnson gives it to Vordermark for the Jackets. Vordermark down the lane, and he's going to double dribble. Got it caught on his hip.
Yep.
Back-to-back turnovers, one by Butler, one by the Jackets. Looks like we got a pretty full crowd, doesn't it, Sparksy, already?
We do, already. It was pretty packed for the freshman game.
Quentin Hall brings the ball across half court, guarded by Kwame Brown. We'll start the offense on the left side to Woods. Woods comes off a ball screen from Buchanan, who gets switched off on Seth Johnson. That's a little bit of a mismatch. Jackets get it switched back to Swiger on Buchanan. That's a little more comfortable for the Jackets. Ball is tipped into the hands of Woods in the corner. He gives it to Rackley, who gives it back to Quentin Hall. Yellow Jackets doing a nice job of keeping Butler in front of them so far this possession. Hall's going to kick it to Woods. Corner 3 ball is good.
That's nice.
Jeff Woods with his first 3 points. And those 3 points pull the Butler Aviators within 1. Cam Vordermark's going to slow it down for the Jackets. Gets a ball screen from Huggins. Butler switches that ball screen. Vordermark behind the back to Swiger. Swiger goes through Buchanan, up and in. Swiger in double figures, the first player in double figures. He has 10. The Jackets lead by 3. Ball's on the left side with Rackley. Rackley with a nice move down the lane. His layup is no good, but rebounded by Wilson, up and in. Wilson with his second bucket. He has 4. Kwame Brown quickly up the left side. Tries to get it to Swiger, but it's going to be stolen away by Wilson. And here comes Butler. They have numbers. Wilson dishes it off to Woods, lays it up and in. Woods with 5, and Butler takes the lead for the first time, maybe for the game, as they lead 23-22. We're going to get a foul on Butler. That's going to be the 4th team foul for Butler. Fouls on Buchanan, his first. Yellow Jackets inbounding underneath their own basket and trailing. Brown goes into Swiger. Swiger gets bumped, but we had a travel before he got bumped, and that's going to turn the ball over to Butler. Quinton Hall has it as he crosses half court, gets around Cormier Brown. He stops in the lane with a floater, lays it up and in. Butler leads by 3 now as they're on a little bit of a run. Yellow Jackets looking to stop the bleeding as we approach the 2-minute call. 2-minute mark in the second quarter. And speaking of stopping the bleeding, it looks like number 23 Cameron Hendricks has stopped the bleeding and he's getting ready to check back in. That's good to see. Cam Vordermark's shot is going to be tipped and regained by Butler. Here comes Wilson. He tries to get it to Hall on the left side, but stolen by Huggins. Isaiah Huggins quickly to Vordermark. Left-handed layup, up and in. Cameron Vordermark has 6 points, and the Jackets are back within 1, 25-24. Quinton Hall with it, working on Philly Brown. Gives it on the right side to Woods. Woods has 5 points, and now he drives to the hole. Make that 7 as he lays it up and in. Been a nice shot in the arm off the bench for Butler. They lead by 3, 27-24. Just a minute and change to go in the first half. Been a hotly contested first half. Seth Johnson gets the ball from Kwame Brown. He's going to pull up, working on Quincy Rackley, excuse me. Before Johnson can dish it off, we're going to get a foul on Vandalia Butler. Foul's going to be on Rackley, his second. Only the 5th team foul, so a common foul. That'll cause Rackley to go to the bench for the aforementioned Cameron Hendricks, who checks in. Seth Johnson looking to inbound. Vandalia Butler looks to be in a 2-3 zone underneath. Tries to go in the corner, does Johnson to Cormier Brown, but it's tipped out of bounds by Wilson. And the Jackets will have to inbound in the deep corner. Not a comfortable place to inbound. But against the 2-3 zone, the Yellow Jackets toss it out near half court, although it's almost stolen by Woods. Vordermark gets the ball. We'll see if Butler stays in the zone. Looks like they will. Ball goes in the high post to Huggins, back to Vordermark. Thinks about a 3-ball instead, dribbles off his foot. He gets the ball back, and it's going to be stolen by Wilson into the hands of Hendricks. Hendricks quickly to Woods, and we're going to get a foul on Kwame Brown. Yellow Jackets a little sloppy with the ball there, Sparksy. The foul on Brown is his first, Sidney's 4th. Hendricks looking to inbound. He gets it into Woods, who has 7 points. His over-the-top pass, though, is stolen by Vordermark, and before Vordermark can save it, he took an extra hop. That's a travel. Ball's going to end up staying with Vandalia Butler. Butler leads by 3 with the ball as we near the end of the first half. Hendricks looking for Hall, guarded by Kwame Brown. Hall does a nice job to get open. Has it near half court. 37 seconds to go in the first half. Woods comes off a ball screen from Wilson, swings it to Buchanan, now over to Hall on the right wing. Hall gets switched off on Jaden Swiger. That leaves Kwame Brown on Connor Buchanan as the Jackets switch that back. Here comes Philly, out to guard Quinton Hall. Hall gets a ball screen from Buchanan, and he's going to lose control of the ball as he drives down the lane, goes out of bounds, and over to the Jackets. And Sidney has a chance for the last shot here.
Here we go, Jackets.
Trailing by 3. Vordermark crosses half court, under 10 seconds to go in the first half. Vordermark gets a ball screen from Huggins. Ball goes over to Swiger. Strong move by Swiger. Lays it up and in. That's a big bucket. That gives Swiger 12, and the Jackets are going to go into halftime. Trailing only by 1, 27-26. Sparksy, your thoughts on the first half?
Obviously, kept getting inside. I like it. Really like it. Obviously, a little bit of a run there by Butler at the end. A little questionable stuff here and there, but obviously still a great half by both teams.
2 very good JV squads. 27-26 is the halftime score. Yellow Jackets led in scoring by Jaden Swiger. He has 12, the only player from either team in double figures. Cam Vordermark added 6, and the Jackets got 2 each from Avante Martin, Ryan Caulfield, Isaiah Huggins, and Cedric Johnson. Butler led in scoring by Jeff Woods and Quincy Rackley. They each have 7. They also got 4 from Ryan Wilson, 3 from Connor Buchanan, and 2 each from Hendricks and Hall. Once again, we're at halftime of the JV contest. After the conclusion of the JV contest, we will keep it right here for just a few minutes as we will broadcast for you live the senior night festivities for the swim team, the varsity basketball team, and the cheerleaders. And then once again, just a reminder, at halftime of the varsity game, we will actually have commissioner of the newly formed MVL and the current Greater Western Ohio Conference, Mr. Eric Spar is going to join us for a few moments to talk about the new league and a couple of other things going on around Southwest Ohio. At halftime, the Jackets trail by 1 in an unfamiliar position, 27-26. I'm Greg Snyder from SHS TV Productions, along with Caleb Sparks and my cameraman Jacob Everingham. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. We'll step away for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be right back for the conclusion of the JV contest. Back at halftime as we near the end of halftime of the JV contest. A contest that sees the Yellow Jackets trail by 1, 27-26. Yellow Jackets led in scoring by Jaden Swiger with 12, Cam Vordermark with 6. The Butler Aviators led by Jeff Woods off the bench with 7, and Quincy Rackley also with 7. Well, Sparksy, looking ahead to the varsity contest, tell me a couple of things that you think are going to be key for the Jackets.
They gotta stop. They gotta stop the 3. Obviously, we can see Butler's got a few good 3-point shooters there. Obviously, some Butler's got a few tall. They're a pretty tall team, so I think they need to stop the inside game. Also, Jackets got to work a little bit on the outside perimeter. I think that'd be really good for the team.
And of course, along those lines, Sparksy, what Coach Willoughby always alludes to, and he alluded to it in our coaches show, which we put out on YouTube yesterday, rebounding. Always a key for the Jackets. Struggle at times. I got 3 texts at halftime, all telling me, I was asking people if the new graphics looked okay, if we sounded okay. It's a big night. We want to make sure that we do everything we can to stay on air. And all 3 of them commented on how far you've come as an announcer. So congratulations. They all said that you're doing a much better job than you did earlier in the year. So
thank you.
Now, if we can just get you a haircut, everything will be fine.
But
when's the last time that happened?
A few months ago. But seriously, thank you to everyone.
A few months ago, my goodness.
Thank you everyone who's actually really supportive. I get it every day. Everyone makes great comments about me, and I really appreciate it.
That's great. Swiger has the ball as the Yellow Jackets start the second half with the possession. Seth Johnson drives down the left side. He'll pull up from 15 feet. Good.
Beautiful shot. Way to get on the outside. Step back, gets in.
Boy, don't you love seeing that from Seth Johnson?
Yes, I do.
He's such a great distributor.
Yeah, he is, because usually he gets on the assist, but whenever he takes a shot, it's always in.
And, of course, if he's looking to maybe take over the team as a point guard next year, I'm sure he's one of several options. But that's something that's going to happen. He's going to have to make a couple of shots for himself every once in a while.
Yes, he is.
And I think he's really looked for that here in the second half of the year, so that's good.
Yes, he has.
Hall's going to inbound the ball to Wilson. He'll give it back to Hall. 3 ball from the left side. Bang.
That was a beautiful shot.
Quentin Hall scores the first points of the second half for Butler in the form of a 3-pointer, and that makes it 30-28 as Butler extends the lead to 2. Cam Vordermark will give it to Avante Martin, who's back in after having 2 fouls and having to sit much of the second quarter. He gives a cross-court pass to Cam Vordermark. Vordermark going to get a ball screen from Swiger. Thinks about a 3 on the pull-up. Instead goes into Swiger. Swiger strong to the hoop. He's going to be fouled.
Very strong. I'm seeing Cam saw him in there. I thought he was going to get a shot, but he did get the foul, though.
That foul, as I forgot to reset the fouls from the first half, is going to be the first on Butler in the second half, and the foul is the first on Ryan Wilson as well. Swiger to the line. He misses the first. Swiger has 12 points. Has struggled a little bit from the line, though, so far in the ballgame. Swiger's second shot is good. That gives him 13 points, and it pulls the Yellow Jackets to within 1. We've played a minute in the third quarter. 3-loss Vandalia against 1-loss Sidney in this JV contest. There's a dish off by Rackley into Wilson. He lays it up and in. Ryan Wilson with 6 points. Vandalia leads by 3, I believe matching their largest lead of the ball game so far.
Yep, 3.
Seth Johnson gives the ball on the right side to Avante Martin. Martin gets a ball screen from Huggins. It's going to go over to Vordermark. He swings it to Johnson. Johnson goes inside to Swiger. Swiger strong to the hoop as usual. Misses this one, but cleaned up by Isaiah Huggins, who lays it up and in.
Huggy Bear didn't stop on that one.
Isaiah Huggins with 4 points. And the lead is back to 1 for Vandalia as Hendricks gets the ball across half court, guarded by Cam Vordermark. Gives it to Rackley. 3-ball right side. No good long. Rebound on the backside by Seth Johnson. He gives it to Martin, and here come the Jackets. Avante Martin gives it to a streaking Cam Vordermark. Strong to the hole. Lays it up. No good. Tipped by Martin is no good. Rebounded. Snatched away by Isaiah Huggins. Huggins gives it to Vordermark. Top of the key. 3-ball. Good.
Can't leave Vordermark open. Beautiful pass by Huggy Bear.
Good pass by Huggy Bear after a really nice rebound by Huggins. And the Yellow Jackets regain the lead. They now lead by 2, 34-32 as we go back and forth here in the third quarter of the JV contest. Quincy Rackley has the ball, working on Swiger, kicks it to Hall, tries another 3-ball from the left side, no good, in and out, rebounded by Buchanan, but it's going to be taken away by Seth Johnson. Johnson gives it to Vordermark to beat some pressure. Back to Johnson as he crosses across half court. Seth Johnson dishes it off to Swiger. Nice pass by Johnson. Swiger, Coach Keaton thought he was fouled, but no call. Rebounded, end up in the hands of Rackley for Vandalia. Quentin Hall thinks about a three ball. Instead, the ball is going to be swung around to the right side to Rackley. He stops, pops from 12 feet. No good off the back of the iron. Rebound tipped to himself by Jaden
nice.
Swiger. Here comes Swiger quickly up the floor. He's going to pull it out. Now give it to Huggins, who dishes it over to Martin. Martin has the ball stripped, and we're going to get a travel on Vandalia Butler as we have picked up the pace quite a bit. I don't know if I can keep up. 34-32, the Jackets will inbound underneath their own basket after the turnover. Cam Vordermark will do the inbounding as they face the 2-3 zone defense, which Vandalia has employed on out-of-bounds underneath plays. There's a stop and pop 15-footer by Seth Johnson that's no good. Off the back of the iron, ends up in the hands of Quentin Hall. He kicks it up the right side to Hendricks, back to Hall. He's going to slow it down for the Aviators. Cameron Hendricks is going to start the offense as he gets it to a flaring Quentin Hall, back to Hendricks. Swings it over to Rackley, gets a ball screen from Wilson. Rackley with a hesitation dribble. Ends up in the hands of Hall, deep on the left wing, who hands it off to Hendricks. Hendricks turns down the ball screen, thinks about a jump shot. Instead, cross-court pass to Hall. As the Jackets doing a nice job of making Vandalia work on this possession. But Buchanan gets the ball deep in the lane. His hook shot's no good, gets his own rebound. That putback is no good. Buchanan gets the rebound again. Kicks it out to Rackley. Swung to Hendricks. Three ball left side. Got it.
Can't leave him open either.
Can't keep giving him chances on the offensive boards, can you, Sparksy?
No, you can't. Just like the varsity, you got to get those rebounds.
35-34. 1 point lead for Vandalia as they go back on top. We've had about 5 or 6 lead changes here in the third quarter. Under 3 minutes to go in that third quarter. Avante Martin gives it to Huggins. Top of the key. Thinks about a three ball. Nice shot fake. Good dish off to Swiger.
There we go.
Strong to the hoop.
Inside.
Huggins with a couple of really nice plays on some assists here for the Jackets in the third quarter. Three ball, long three ball by Hall, and he cans it. His second three ball of the quarter, and gives Vandalia the lead right back as they lead 38-36. Back and forth go the Jackets and the Aviators. Vordermark has it for the Jackets. Guarded by Hall, and he hands it off to Seth Johnson between the circles. Seth Johnson gives it to Isaiah Huggins, and they got about the third foul there. Yep. Huggins and Wilson were kind of banging on each other there a little bit. The officials let him play, but finally they got Wilson. That's going to be his second, and Vandalia's second. Woods is going to check back in. He had 7 points off the bench in the first half. The Aviators only played 6 guys. The Yellow Jackets played 8. Although Sloss and Caulfield played sparingly for the Yellow Jackets. Huggins has it on the right point. Dribbles over to the left point and hands it off to Seth Johnson. Johnson will hand it off to Cam Vordermark as the Yellow Jackets run some clock here. Vordermark stops at the foul line. His shot is no good, but he's going to be fouled by Jeff Woods. That foul on Woods is going to be his third. And that puts Vordermark to the line.
No jinx, no jinx.
All right, I won't say anything. Vordermark so far with 9 points, now in double figures with 10. Substitution for the Jackets, Cormier Brown is going to check in. He replaces Isaiah Huggins. Huggins with a really nice third quarter so far. Cam Vordermark trying to convert the second as well. This one's no good off the front of the iron, rebounded by Rackley, and Vordermark's going to get called for a reach-in on the rebound. The foul on Vordermark is his first, and only the first on Sidney here in the second half, as the Jackets trailed by 1, 38-37. Just saw Hall of Honor inductee Mr. Tim Bickle walk in the building. We've got a great Hall of Honor class.
Yes, we do.
Quentin Hall flexes after his layup as he gets all the way to the hoop, extending the lead to 3 for Butler. Nice pass by Vordermark into the hands of Swiger, who lays it up and in. Swiger pulls the Jackets back within 1. It's 40-39. Down the right side goes Rackley. His shot's no good. Rebounded by Avante Martin. Martin will give it off to Vordermark. So we near the 1 minute mark here in the third quarter.
Oh.
Good move by Vordermark. He doesn't convert, but he's going to be fouled and go to the line. Fouls on Buchanan, his second. Butler's fourth. With 1:04 to go in the third quarter. Vordermark's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Vordermark misses the free throw. Struggled a little bit at the line so far tonight, has Cam.
Yes, he has.
But he's got a chance to pull the Jackets even here. If he can convert the second on this trip, try to make it 40-40. Cam doesn't do that as he misses it off the front of the iron. Rebound's cleaned up by Quentin Hall. Hall gives it to Hendricks across half court, swings it into the corner of Woods underneath to Buchanan. Good ball movement by Vandalia. Buchanan lays it up. He has 5. And the lead is 3 for Vandalia. Here comes Cam Vordermark across half court. Vordermark pulls it back and gives it to Sed Johnson, who's going to restart the offense. 42 seconds to go. Sed Johnson down the lane. Tries to dish it off, but before Sed can dish it off, we're going to get a foul on Vandalia, I believe, on Connor Buchanan, which would be his 3rd.
Yep.
Team 5th. That's going to force a substitution. Ryan Wilson going to check in, as Buchanan's going to have to sit down. That'll be something to watch. Of course, he's a force in the middle. Only has 5 points, but boy, has he affected a lot of shots.
Yes, he has.
Nice inbounds play there as Avante Martin gets a little pocket pass from Sed Johnson, but misses the 12-footer. Rebounded by Rackley from Vandalia. He gets all the way coast to coast to the hole, but his layup's no good. Rebounded by Martin. Martin outlets it quickly to Swiger. Here comes Swiger on the left side to Kwamir Brown. Brown's layup is going to be blocked by Jeff Woods and tracked down by Hendricks for Vandalia, and they'll keep the ball under 20 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Vandalia with the ball, leading by 3. Quentin Hall has it as they hold for the last shot, guarded by Avante Martin. Martin pokes it away. Hall gets it back, hands it off to Hendricks. Hendricks, his running right-handed floater is no good, but the rebound by Wilson put back up and in, and that's going to end the 3rd quarter. Ryan Wilson with a nice putback. He has 8, and we're going to go to the 4th quarter with the Yellow Jackets trailing by 5, 44-39. You're watching SHS TV Pro. Thanks for joining us. Just a couple reminders. Immediately following this game, we usually shut down the stream and get ready for the varsity game, but instead we're going to keep it here for senior night. Then we will shut down the stream and open up a new one for the varsity broadcast. You can check our YouTube channel about 15 minutes before the varsity contest, or check us out on Twitter as well. And then at halftime of the varsity contest, we will have MVL, the new MVL. As you can say, the new old MVL. Commissioner Eric Spar is going to join us up here in the booth for a quick interview. Yellow Jackets start the 4th quarter down by 5. An unfamiliar position for the Yellow Jackets. There's a drive-in kick to Rackley for a 3-ball on the left wing that's no good. Rebound battled for by Quentin Hendricks, but he's going to commit a foul. And that's a big foul, as they all are at this point. But that one's in particular, Sparksy, because that's the 6th team foul for Vandalia. Yellow Jackets have the ball. We'll shoot 1-to-1 bonus on every foul here on out. Jackets have their starters except for Swigert getting a quick rest as Kwamir Brown is off the bench and in for him. Huggins with a running right-hander up and in.
Beautiful.
Isaiah Huggins has really had a nice game, Sparksy.
Yes, he has.
6 points, several rebounds, and a couple of really, really nice passes. And that pulls the Yellow Jackets within 3. Important for them to get the first basket here in the 4th quarter. Woods has it for Vandalia. He gives it in between the circles to Cameron Hendricks, who gives it to Quentin Hall, guarded by Kwamir Brown. Hall can't shake Brown, but instead kicks it to Rackley. Long 3-ball. He got it. Rackley with 10, and that extends the Vandalia lead to 6. It's 47-41. Avante Martin driving right. Nice strong move by Avante Martin. He misses the layup, but gets his own rebound. He's going to be fouled. That'll put the Jackets in a 1-on-1 bonus, as the foul is going to be on number 20, Ryan Wilson. And he'll go to the line. Will Avante Martin. Avante Martin going to shoot 2 free throws. He only has 2 points, of course, saddled with a little bit of foul trouble in the first half. Didn't play much in that first half. Martin looking to cut into this 6-point lead for Vandalia, and he does so. Substitution, Swiger's going to check in for Johnson, and Buchanan will check in for Butler with 3 fouls as he replaces Ryan Wilson, who sits down with 3 fouls. 47-42, Martin's second free throw is good. Makes it 47-43 as Avante Martin pushes his point total up to 4. Quincy Rackley hands it off to Quentin Hall. Hall kick it into the corner to Woods. Woods drives on Vordermark. His right-handed shot is no good. Battle for the rebound is going to end up with Buchanan, and he's going to be held by, I believe, Cam Vordermark.
Yeah, I think so.
That'll be Cam's second foul. Only the second by the Jackets here in the second half. But, boy, that would have been a nice rebound to have,
Yes,
wouldn't it?
that would have been very nice.
Vandalia inbounds underneath their own basket, leading by 4. Ball's going to go out near half court to Woods.
I was just about to tell you that because Cole Smith hit me up and said, tell Snyder to change the quarter.
Yeah, I'm still learning this stuff, so I apologize. I'll try to do my best. But thanks, Cole. We really appreciate it. You know, I think that's the first time Cole Smith's ever paid attention to me, and I've had him in class for 2 years. Ball nearly stolen by Philly Brown. Ends up in the hands of Cameron Hendricks. He'll give it back to Quentin Hall. Hall working between the circles. We're going to get a body check by the Jackets, I believe. They're going to call Cam Vordermark. A foul on Vordermark is his third. Yellow Jackets third of the second half. Still plenty of time to go in this ball game, but the Jackets trail by 4, something they're not used to. Only losing 1 contest on the year. But Vandalia, of course, not accustomed to losing either, as they've only lost 3. Vandalia run a little bit of a weave. There's a 3 ball by Woods from the top of the key that's no good. Rebound cleaned up by Kwamir Brown, the freshman for Sidney. He'll hand it off to Vordermark. Jackets have a chance to cut into the 4-point Vandalia lead. I can safely say that there's not many seats left.
No, there's not.
In here. Vordermark thinks about an 18-footer. Instead gives it to Brown. 3 ball, left side.
Oh.
No good. In and out. Rebound to Cameron Hendricks for Butler. Man, I thought that one had a chance.
I did too.
Quentin Hall has it. He's in double figures, joined by Quincy Rackley, each of them with 10 to lead Vandalia. Very balanced scoring from Vandalia Butler. As Ryan Wilson has 8, Jeff Woods has 7, and Connor Buchanan has 5. To join those 2 in double figures. There's a kick to Woods for 3 from the right corner. No good off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Swiger. Boy, we shouldn't let him have too many shots.
No.
His shot looks good, doesn't it?
That's a pretty nice looking shot there, you said.
Vordermark crosses half court as we go under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, excuse me. Jackets start with a back screen on the backside and a reversal out front. Kwamir Brown stops and gives it on the left side to Huggins. 19-footer is no good. Rebound on the backside to Buchanan. Buchanan gives the ball off to Quentin Hall. He'll bring it across half court for Butler, excuse me. Hall bumped a couple of times, no call. Rebounded by Cam Vordermark off the miss by Hall. Vordermark drives the length of the floor, gets to the hole. No call on that one either. And the rebound's going to go to Buchanan.
Double, no call.
Hendricks gets all the way to the hole. We're going to get a foul on Avante Martin. And that's going to send Hendricks to the line. He will shoot 2. And we're going to get a technical foul as well. The technical foul is going to be on Sidney's 21, Jaden Swiger. So I give the Yellow Jackets 5 team fouls. It'll also, more importantly, give Vandalia 4 free throws.
No one will be admitted now except for season ticket holders. If you knew someone who was going to come to the game, you better call them and tell them to listen to it on the radio.
Did you just say it's all sold out?
Sold out.
Yep.
Hendricks hits 1 of 2. Now we'll get the technical free throws as Quentin Hall is going to check in. I'm sorry, he's going to come in and shoot the technical free throws. Seth Johnson will check in for the Jackets. He's going to replace Kwamir Brown. Sorry, I was a little behind on the score there. That makes it 50-43. Hall now with 11. He'll shoot 1 more free throw, and Vandalia will get the ball back. Of course, we may look back on this possession as the deciding factor. Hopefully not. Hopefully the Jackets can get back in it, but That's a pretty big swing right there, Sparksy, and they had the ball for a chance for more.
It's a humongous swing.
Ball goes into the backcourt to Quentin Hall. You know what's amazing is there has not been one timeout taken in this JV contest either. I want to see if my timeout button worked, but I can't tell yet. Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. Wow, the Jackets will get the ball on the turnover. 3:05 to go. Jackets trailing by 7. I thought they only trailed by 7. 50-43. Sed Johnson brings the ball down the floor. Will give it on the left side to Cam Vordermark. Vordermark asking for a ball screen from Swiger. He gets it. Now a switch as the Butler Aviators recover on their switch. Levante Martin gets it, gives it to Huggins. Huggins handed off to Vordermark. Long 3 ball, right side. No good off the side of the iron. Rebounded by Quincy Rackley. Rackley gives it in the backcourt to Quentin Hall. Hall working on Levante Martin as the Jackets have to turn up the pressure here a little bit. Trailing by 7, and there we go. We're going to get our first timeout. Vandalia Butler is going to take the first time out of the ball game. 2:28 to go in the ball game. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in just a moment. Back here at Sidney, the Yellow Jackets trail by 3 possessions as they trail 50-43. And to top it off, the Aviators also have the basketball on the side. The Yellow Jackets look to turn up the pressure here. There's going to be a pass in the backcourt by Hendricks into the hands of Hall. Hall will go to work on Sed Johnson. Jackets can be aggressive here. There's a near travel out front by Hendricks. Only 5 team fouls for Sidney. Looks like Vandalia is going to spread it out here as they are in their 4-corner +1 offense. Really a 5-out look. Hendricks gets all the way to the hole. His layup's no good. Rebounded by Cam Vordermark, and the Jackets have a chance, but it's stolen by Hendricks. Good job by Hendricks to not give up on the play. Quentin Hall has it as we go under 2 minutes to go, and there's going to be a foul by Cam Vordermark. Only Sidney's 6th, so it'll be a common foul, but that is Cam Vordermark's 4th foul. Substitution number 20, Wilson's going to check in for Buchanan, I'm guessing for free throw shooting purposes. Maybe ball handling purposes as well. There's a near steal by Sed Johnson. Good hustle by Sed. Couldn't quite save it. Yellow Jackets will get a chance to set up a full court press, though. Rackley gets it into Hall. Hall's done a really nice job of handling the ball for Vandalia. Rackley nearly loses it, but gets it over to Hall. Hall behind the back to split the trap between Johnson and Vordermark. Near steal by the Jackets out near half court. Now they do get it. Cam Vordermark gets it. Hands it off to Huggins to the hole. Lays it up and in, and is fouled. Isaiah Huggins gets 8 points. Big play by the Jackets to give them a chance here. They trail by 5, 1:36 to go. I think to have a chance to win the game, the Jackets had to score next, and that was big that they did there without having to foul. As the Jackets are getting ready, I thought maybe Caulfield would be coming in for Vordermark for 4 fouls, but it looks like he's waiting on Huggins to shoot the free throw. Huggy makes the free throw, and Caulfield is indeed going to check in for Huggins. It makes it 50-46. 1:36 to go. Jackets in their full court press once again. Also good news, the Vandalia would have to shoot a couple of one-on-ones should the Jackets foul the Aviators on the floor. There's an over-the-top pass to Woods. He gives it in to Wilson. His layup's up and in. Good job by Vandalia to break the press. Wilson joins 2 other Aviators in double figures. He has 10. The lead is back to 6. Sed Johnson to the hole. Lays it up and in. And he'll get a chance for an and-one. Sed Johnson was 6. And the Jackets continue to creep a little bit closer. If Johnson can make this shot right here, 1:22 to go. Yellow Jackets trailing by 4. Sed Johnson eyeing the free throw. He rattles it home, and we're going to get a timeout by the Jackets. 1:22 to go in the game. We're going to get a 30-second timeout, so we'll pause for just a moment, and they'll be right back for the finish. Well, Sparksy, nice job by the Jackets to get back in this and give themselves a chance after that huge possession with the 4 free throws by Vandalia on the foul and the technical foul, and they got the ball back. But the Jackets have kind of weathered that storm a little bit and given themselves a chance.
Just have back-to-back and ones. Obviously, they got to be very aggressive here, and that's what they've been doing.
Keep an eye on Vordermark. He has 4 fouls for the Jackets. That is not the person we want to foul. Jackets will probably try for a steal here, especially early on. Woods steps out of bounds, and the ball's going to go over to the Jackets. Turnover by Vandalia. Could have gone either way. Could have been a foul or a step out of bounds. Kind of a which did the official think happened first? And the official thought that he stepped out of bounds first, so the Jackets have it, trailing by 3. Chance to pull closer or maybe even tie. Seth Johnson has it. He's working on Woods. Gives it to Avante Martin. Martin getting a ball screen from Seth Johnson. Reverses course, goes inside to Swiger. Swiger momentarily loses it and then gets it back and then turns it over to Quentin Hall. Still a minute to go. Jackets in trouble, but not completely dead yet. Quentin Hall has it. We're going to get a foul by the Jackets. It's going to be the team 7th foul. Foul's going to be on Swiger. Hits his 2nd. Substitution, number 44, Connor Buchanan is going to check in. He'll replace Woods. Quentin Hall is going to go to the line. Quentin has 12 points to lead Vandalia in scoring. Makes the first free throw, big free throw there, to get the bonus, 53-49. Hall eyes the second free throw and hits that as well. We're in another timeout. Quentin Hall with 14 points. This one's going to be a full timeout. We'll step away for a minute, and then we'll be right back for the finish. Jackets trail by 5, 57.5 to go. All right, back at Sidney. The situation is the Jackets trail by 5 with the ball, where they have battled back from being down by as many as 8 here in the 4th quarter. A couple of and ones got them really close. Vandalia did a nice job there of hitting 2 free throws by Quentin Hall. See if the Jackets can pull closer here on this possession.
Oh, let's hope so.
Stay with us right after the conclusion of the JV contest if you want to watch the senior night festivities. After that, we'll shut down the stream and we'll put up a new link on our Twitter page, and you'll see it on our YouTube page as well for the varsity game. Vandalia switches to a 2-3 zone defense, confuses the Jackets here a little bit. Sidney looking to be aggressive. Avante Martin has it. There's a 3-ball by Cam Vordermark. From between the circles, no good. Rebounded by Seth Johnson. He kicks it out to Huggins. Huggins will fire a 3-ball. Left side, no good. Rebounded by Avante Martin. Kicks it out to Johnson. 3-ball from the corner. No good. Jackets get 3 pretty good looks at it there. Swiger tracks down the rebound. And we're going to get a foul. On who? Oh, my goodness. Foul on number 21, Jaden Swiger. That's going to send Vandalia to the line. Well, Huggy, let's not look at, I'm sorry, Sparksy, not looking at that foul. Jackets had 3 good looks, just couldn't knock one down.
They did have 3 really good looks.
By 3 guys that have made those shots before, too. Quinn Hall, who just hit 2 free throws, is back at the line. Makes another one. That makes it a 6-point game. Hall's second free throw is no good. Rebounded by Cam Vordermark. Jackets trail by 6. Probably need a 3 or a really quick 2. Huggins with a long 3 ball. That should be worth 4. Timeout by the Jackets. Isaiah Huggins comes up with a big 3 ball. Pull the Jackets back within 1 possession. 19 seconds to go. That's going to be a full timeout. As the Jackets look to set up their press, they'll bring in Caulfield and Cormier Brown. We'll step away for just a moment, and then we'll reset things as we finish this JV contest. A really good one. All right, back at the Hive here. Jackets trail by 3. Vandalia ball, trying to drive the length of the court. 18 fouls for the Jackets. So that means Vandalia will have to shoot 1 more, 1-and-1, should the Jackets foul them on the floor. Jackets might try for a quick turnover, a quick trap if they can get it. Actually, they're going to get a foul, and that foul is going to be on Cam Vordermark, and he'll be done as that's his 5th foul. Vordermark's going to sit down with 10 points.
Fouls on the Yellow Jackets, number 12. Vordermark is 5th.
18.1 to go in the game. Sloss and Huggins are going to check in. Cormier Brown and, of course, Vordermark will sit down. I'm sorry, Ryan Caulfield's going to sit down. Jackets need to get down there and rebound as this is only a 1-and-1. Quentin Hall just missed one after hitting 3 in a row. A really good free throw shooter, a really good shooter. He's got 15 points. A free throw here would make it really tough on the Jackets, as if it wasn't already. Hall hits it. He has 16. That makes it a 2-possession ball game. 56-52. Hall's second free throw is good. He's got 17. Seth Johnson quickly to Cormier Brown. Brown gets in the lane, kicks it to Huggins. Huggins shot fake, gets it to Seth Johnson. Pull up 3 ball from the right point, no good. Rebounded by Wilson, knocked out of bounds by Cormier Brown, and with 7.8, it doesn't look good for the Jackets. Butler looks poised to come on the road and steal one from a really good Jacket squad, unless the Jackets can make something really special happen here. Rackley's going to be fouled in the backcourt. Sidney's 10th foul, the first foul on Ryan Sloss. We're going to march down to the other end. Rackley's going to shoot 2 this time, as Butler leads by 5. Rackley trying to make it a 3-possession ball game if he can hit both of them. But with only 4.5 left, even a 2-possession ball game would be seemingly impossible at this point for the Jackets. Rackley has 10 points as the ball rolls around and in. Now Rackley has 11. That makes it 58-52. Rackley's second free throw is also good. And we do have a 3-possession ball game. Jackets will probably get one last shot off here. Seth Johnson has it. He gets around Hendricks, gives it to Sloss. Sloss spins and shoots at the buzzer. No good, and that'll do it. 59-52, Vandalia with a nice JV contest victory. Once again, we're going to keep it right here. We're going to keep our mics on so you can hear Mr. Bickle down there as best we can. We don't have him mic'd up, but hopefully you can hear it well at home as we honor just a fantastic senior class in so many respects. But of course, we're focused a little bit here on the basketball team. One of the best senior classes, Sparksy, that Sidney's probably seen in a long, long time.
Yes, it's very true. I mean, I've looked at the stat boards out there, and I mean, this team is very, very up there.
Sure, and when I talk about that, I talk about that in several respects. I mean, obviously I'm talking about wins and losses for the most part. We've had some great kids come through, but this senior class has seen so much success on the floor, and we hope that success can continue.
We will honor our swimming seniors first. They were denied their own senior night because of the foul weather in the last couple of weeks. Our first senior swimmer is Tiffany Bear. Tiffany is the daughter of Leah and James Bear. She's been involved in swimming for 3 years. She's also been involved with the City Dance Company, choir, band, musical, and National Honor Society. After graduation, Tiffany plans to major in biochemistry at the University of Cincinnati. Ladies and gentlemen, Tiffany Bass. Next is Sarah Gibson. Sarah is the daughter of Mike and Julie Gibson. She is a 4-year varsity swimmer, also the team captain. She's also involved in varsity tennis, choir, band, mock trial, student government, National Honor Society, and the musical. After graduation, Sarah plans to major in music education. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Gibson. Our next senior is Emily Ginther. Emily is the daughter of Dale and Sharon Ginther. She's participated in varsity swimming for 3 years. She's also involved in musical and choir. After graduation, she plans to attend college for a nursing degree. Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Ginther. Our next senior is Madison Doublefinger. Madison is the daughter of Chad and Kelly Doublefinger. She has been involved in swimming for 2 years. She's also involved in marching and concert band as well as National Honor Society. After graduation, Madison plans to double major in biochemistry and psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, Madison Doublefinger. Our next swimmer is Rock Bay. Rock is the son of Robert and Joyce Bay. 3 years of swimming, 2 on the varsity. Rock has also been involved in 1 year of football, 4 years of tennis, National Honor Society, academia, BPA, Peace Club, and Good Buddies. After graduation, Rock plans to attend The Ohio State University. Ladies and gentlemen, Rock Bay. Our next senior is Colin Preisfeld. Colin is the son of Terry and Mrs. Preisfeld. He is a 4-year varsity letterman. His other activities include he's president of student government and National Honor Society, a member of symphonic choir, marching band, and the musical. Colin plans to attend college to study engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Preisfeld. Next is Caleb Johnson. Caleb is the son of Ryan and Henry Johnson. He is a 4-year varsity swimmer and team captain. Caleb is also involved in marching band, symphonic choir, National Honor Society, musical, and sound tech at First United Methodist Church. After graduation, Caleb plans to attend the University of Toledo to study electrical engineering. Let's have a round of applause for all of our swimmers. Next, our senior cheerleaders. First is Michaela Kennedy. Michaela Kennedy is with Ann and Ray Wise and Orlando Johnson. She has been involved in football and basketball cheerleading, 2 years varsity basketball and football, and 3 years varsity competition cheer. After graduation, Michaela plans to attend Edison to earn her degree, and will already be graduating this year from UPCC with her nails and aesthetic license. Ladies and gentlemen, Michaela Kennedy. Next is Amaya Matlock. Amaya is escorted by her parents, Jessica and Billy Johnson. Amaya has been involved in 2 years of JV cheerleading and 2 years of varsity cheerleading. Winner of the Scholar Athlete Award. She is also involved in tennis and symphonic choir. Amaya plans to attend Bowling Green State University to study pre-optometry. Ladies and gentlemen, Amaya Matlock. Next is Ava Money. Escorted by her parents, Blake Money and Shannon O'Leary. Ada's been involved in varsity football and competition cheer for 4 years, and JV basketball for 3 years. Her other activities include National Honor Society, Student Government, Student United Way, TV productions, and Jacket Pack. After graduation, Ava plans to attend BGSU and study broadcast journalism. Ladies and gentlemen, Ava Money. Next is Megan Pyatt. Megan is joined by her parents, Sandy and Mike Pyatt. She has been a member of varsity cheer for 2 years and received the Spirit and Sportsmanship Awards. Her other activities include dance, lacrosse, tennis, president of the Language Club, president of Spirit Committee, Key Club, TV Productions, treasurer of Student Government, member of the Jacket Pack, and over 150 hours with NHS community service. Megan plans to attend a 4-year college, studying psychology, to later become a school psychologist. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Pyatt. Our next senior is Avery Roberts. Avery is joined by her parents, Brandon and John Roberts. Avery is a 4-year varsity sideline cheerleader and 4-year competition cheerleader. She's also a member of Key Club and TV Productions. After graduation, she plans to study human sciences and eventually become a physical therapist. Ladies and gentlemen, Avery Roberts. Let's have a round of applause for our cheerleaders, ladies and gentlemen. And now on to our senior basketball players. First is Jace Conrad. Jace is reported by his mother, Sarah Conrad. He's a 2-year varsity letterman. He's also involved in DECA. After graduation, Jace plans to attend either Defiance or Sinclair. Ladies and gentlemen, Jace Conrad. Our next senior is Josh Harlett. His parents, Charlie Harlett and John Harlett. Josh has participated in 4 years of basketball, 2 years on the varsity. Also 3 years of varsity football, 2 years of National Honor Society, 3 years of EPA, and 3 years of Key Club. After graduation, Josh plans to attend The Ohio State University to study finance. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Harlett. Our next senior is Josiah Hudgens. Escorted by mom Charlize Hudgens and grandmother Linda Wilson. Josiah is a 3-year varsity player. He also is a 4-year member of the track team and 4-year member of the football team and 3 years of TV productions. After graduation, Josiah plans to attend Urbana or Tiffin University to play football. Ladies and gentlemen, Josiah Hudgens. Our next senior is Keith Lee. Joined with his parents, Beth Lee and Keith Lee. Keith has played 1 year JV basketball, 2 years varsity basketball, 3 years varsity football, also a member of DECA and TV Productions. After graduation, he plans to attend Bowling Green State University to study finance. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Lee. Our next senior is Roquez Roberts. Daniel Maker and Sanchez and Mindy McCutcheon. Roquez has participated in 4 years of varsity basketball, 2nd team All-G Block 3 years in a row, 2 years of varsity football, TV Productions, and homecoming court. Roquez is also the season and career leader in blocks and one of only 3 Yellow Jackets to score more than 750 points and 500 rebounds. Roquez plans to attend Urbana University to play football. Ladies and gentlemen, Roquez Roberts. And our final senior of the evening, Andre Gordon. joined by family members Casey Williams, Alec Gordon, Shayla Taylor, Father Andre Gordon, and Tyler White. Andre has been involved in 4 years of varsity basketball, 3 years of varsity football, also a member of the TV production team. Andre is the all-time Sidney leader in games played, three-pointers, steals, assists, and points. After graduation, Andre plans to attend Virginia Tech to play basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, Andre Gordon. Let's have another round of applause for all of our seniors and wish them good luck in the future. Thank you, seniors.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was senior night. As we've got 25 minutes on the clock. I'm guessing that's to give a little extra time for the players to get in, and then they'll get their customary 20 minutes to warm up. What we do here at SHS TV Productions, if you're joining us for the first time, is we actually shut down this stream so that when people want to watch it later, they don't have to leaf through 2 games at once. So we will shut down this stream. We will open up a new stream here in just a couple of minutes as soon as we possibly can. Please check our Twitter page for the new link, or if you're on our YouTube page, feel free to just go back to that main home YouTube page and refresh, and you should see a live link as well. You know what was neat about that senior night, Sparksy? Obviously great kids, fantastic kids all around, but how many times did you hear TV Productions said? I love it. Congratulations to all the seniors. Hopefully the Jackets can send this senior class home with a victory and a guarantee of at least a share of a GWalk North title. The number 9 ranked and 18-2 Vandalia Butler Aviators will take on the 17-3 Yellow Jackets, number 10 in the AP poll. So number 9 versus number 10. Like I said, we're going to shut down this stream, and then we'll be back up with a new stream here in just a few moments. You're watching Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball on SHS TV Productions. Thanks for joining us.